With the COVID-19 pandemic still at large, everything is at a standstill as days turn into months of uncertainty. Filipinos throughout the country struggle to keep themselves afloat. In these trying times, we are called to come together as one, to thrive amidst the challenges that we face. Malayan College's Laguna is steadfast in its efforts to continue surpassing the limits brought about by the situation, dedicating ourselves anew to provide a safe learning environment that would transform our students into globally competitive professionals, even in the most trying of times. Malayan College's Laguna, lighting the way to surpassing the new normal.
I'm so happy that you were able to join us this morning. We will be sharing with you some of the updates, and you will get to know how we will be running our first school year in the semestral calendar. That's one change that we will be having for this school year. And as unique as this school year is, because of this condition that we are in, we also would like to share to you, dear parents, how our classes will be conducted. Different from how we shifted from last third term, because it was quite sudden that we have to shift to online classes. But now that we were given ample time to prepare, and we're coming in prepared really for school year 2020 to 2021. Without further ado, let us begin this short meeting with welcome remarks from our Director for Student Affairs, Sir Lito Platino.
Good morning, Ma'am Tony. I was
Sir.
about to call you attorney. All right. So good morning, Ma'am Tony. Good morning sa lahat po ng ating mga parents na nandito ngayon that have find time, no, para tayo po ay makasama ngayong umaga sa ating pong CyberLounge for our parents of our continuing students into mga grade 12. Now, my task this morning is basically to welcome you, no? However, much as this is something na napaka-importante po na maintindihan natin ngayon, yung current situation ng MCL, in welcoming you today, allow me to share with you certain things that would make you further understand what's going on and contextualize everything that we will be discussing this morning. So, in the next slide that we have right now, so these are Parents Assembly, I would like to review the mission of MCL. MCL actually has a threefold mission, but what I would like to share with you is the first of the three, and this is to provide the learning environment that will transform our students into globally competitive professionals. Now, this is very important because the situation is quite different now, no? Now, let me emphasize that the idea behind our students being transformed into globally competitive professionals has something to do with our outcomes-based education thrust here in MCL. So when we say outcomes-based education, it is based on the principle that we begin with the end in mind. So we are educating your children, and what we have is their end in mind. And we have established them into what we call outcomes. Now, these outcomes are in terms of first, sa first layer, yung pinakamababa po is yung tinatawag nating mga learning outcomes every time that they engage in learning Whether yan po data ay within the four walls of the classroom or now ngayon through online learning engagement. Now, secondly, as these learning outcomes are integrated, ang kabuuan po niyan yung tinatawag nating course outcomes. Now, itong mga course outcomes naman na ito, by the way, we call subjects in MCL as courses. No, yun po ang tawag namin. So, itong courses pong ito ang bumubuo ng curriculum ng inyong mga anak na kanilang pinag-aaralan dito sa MCL. So, kapag ang mga courses na ito ay unti-unti na nakukompleto po ng inyong anak hanggang sa sila'y makagraduate, ang inaasahan na po natin dyan na makakamta nila o ma-demonstrate nila when they graduate is yung tinatawag naman naming student outcomes. Yun po yung aming inaasahan dyan. Essentially po, sa mga gagraduate namin ng senior high school, ito po basically ay college readiness. Yung maging handa po ang inyong mga anak sa pag-aaral sa kolehiyo. And in some ways naman po, if they would like to work already, ay work readiness din, ano? Kasama rin po yan sa student outcome na dinidevelop natin sa inyong mga anak sapagkat may mga competencies na po silang matututunan o makakayang i-demonstrate at the end of their engagement with us in the different courses para sila po ay maaari na rin makapagtrabaho if that is their decision. Now, kapag ang mga bata po ay nag-work, meron po kami tinatawag na program educational objectives. Usually sa college po ito, na during the first 5 years, inaalam po namin kung yung student outcomes nila ay naging kapaki-pakinabang or na-demonstrate nilang mainam doon sa kanilang nilandas na karera or trabaho para ma-assess namin po kung meron kaming kinakailangang mga changes sa aming curriculum or the way by which we deliver yung pong learning ng mga estudyante natin. Ngayon, going to the next slide po. Here is the situation, no? The situation is, can this still be achieved given the current situation that we have right now? Pandemic. We are constrained, no, to conduct our learning engagements with your children online. So can this still be achieved? Will this be doable? Now, what we can say to this is yes, no? Going to the next slide. Yes, this is still doable. And here is the transition context of what has happened to MCL now. As you can see on the left side, we have the, I would say, former MCL. No? It's MCL na as we have envisioned it, na ngayon nga lamang ay may konti tayong kailangang mga pagbabagong gawin because of the current situation. And in that usual sense of MCL, we are delivering learning, no, to our students via what we call blended learning. And because we are for the holistic development of your children, we also give them regular campus life. Yan po yung kanilang mga nararanasan dito po sa loob ng campus, gaining friendships, developing meaningful social interactions and interrelationships with one another and with their teachers and with other individuals dito sa MCL. Subalit yan po ay for the meantime ay hindi natin po may sasaganap, no, bilang kapamamaraanan para sa holistic development ng inyong mga anak. Dahil po tayo ay magpo-proceed sa tinatawag nating MCL Online, in which yung dating blended learning ay magiging full online learning na po. Nagkaroon na po kami ng dry run, no, nung third term. At sabi nga po ni Ma'am Tony, medyo napakabilis ng transition na yon. That's why we had to stop for about a month para po ma-recalibrate namin yung kapamamaraanan and capabilities ng aming mga teachers and that we will be able to develop po yung online learning materials na magiging kapaki-pakinabang sa ating mga anak, no? Now, of course, yung regular campus life po ay for the meantime wala po muna, no? Wala po muna yung mga kwentuhan na ginagawa nila sa ating mga student launch, pag-aaral nila sa library, yung intrams, no? Yung kwentuhan, blues, yung pagkakaroon ng mga barkada na sila everyday nagmi-meet or na-enjoy nila ang buhay estudyante. Pero hindi naman po totally siya mawawala sapagkat meron po kaming provision dyan and that is what we call the e-campus life. Okay po? So from blended learning to full online learning, from regular campus life to e-campus life. Ngayon, yung online learning po ay di-discuss po ni Ma'am Tony yan ng mas malawakan mamaya. I would just like to focus on the other aspect as we now go to the next slide. Ito pong MCL e-campus life namin ng MCL ay meron po itong tatlong bagay kayong maaasahan, no? Number one, when we develop this, we are mindful, no? We have a mindful understanding of today's youth. We figured out who are the youth of today. And generally speaking, sila po yung mga Gen Z na ngayon, ano? Na talagang may capability sila to interact not only face-to-face, but also through the wonder of technology. Yun nga lang, marami pang silang ilang mga characteristics na sisikapin natin, maaaring sa realm, no, ay sa realm ng pag-assess natin parang negative, no? Pero sa totoo lang, pwede po naman yun maging positibo. For example, sinasabi po yung mga Gen Z ngayon, mga FOMO sapiens. For example, FOMO sapiens, they have fear of missing out. Well, we can do something about yung fear of missing out na yan at gawin nating JOMO, wherein they will have the joy of missing out. Meaning to say, hindi naman lagi lang na dapat matatakot ka na mag-miss out ng ilang bagay. Or, we can translate it that they will fear missing out learning. Yan. So, we make sure na we mindfully understand yung pong characteristics niyan ng mga kabataan natin. Second is community building through digital platforms. So, in the past, we were able to build our community, no? Our MCL community. However, these days, nagkakaroon na lang po kami ng connection through the wonder of the internet. So, yung community building ay ita-transfer po natin through digital platforms. At ako po ay natutuwang ibalita sa inyo, mga minamahal nating mga parents, sapagkat nitong nakaraang Monday, Tuesday, until yesterday, and ongoing pa rin po hanggang ngayon, ay laking gulat ko po no, na nagbigay lang naman po ako ng general instruction sa ating mga student orgs at ating mga student councils kung paano posibleng ma-welcome ang inyo pong mga anak specific to their needs, specific to their interests, and specific to their respective courses. And I was amazed, no, by the way, they were able to engage many of our students to attending the different online meetings to orient or even reorient and invite students to be part of their organizations and groups para hindi po sila malungkot na wala silang peers dito po sa MCL. So, yaman din lamang po ang inyong mga anak actually ay nakaranas na naman ng campus life dito sa MCL. Matatranslate po siya for the meantime sa tinatawag nating e-campus life. And I believe, dahil po sa kakayahan ng inyong mga anak, magagawa po nila ito. At magtutulungan po tayo tungkol dito. And the last one is the learner-centered or learner-centric e-campus life. Now, in sharing this or explaining this, allow me, as we go to the next slide, to show you what is going to transpire with our students as they engage in the MCL e-campus life. Nakikita niyo po yung triangle niyan, that symbolizes or that represents the MCL campus before, wherein yung pong nasa gitna na individual, letter L, the learner, represents your child or every student here in MCL. Now, dati yung triangle na yan, na campus environment ng MCL, ay physical. But now it's going to be virtual. That is why, as we have another click here, makikita po natin na yan po ay through digital platforms na. We are looking at different ways by which we can take advantage of our MS365 na part po ng mga benefits ng pag-aaral po ng mga anak ninyo dito sa MCL, yung MS365 na ina-encourage po namin ng inyong mga anak na gamitin lagi ang kanilang MCL live account at huwag na po nilang gamitin yung kanilang mga personal account na Gmail or Yahoo sapagkat mas papapakinabangan po nila yung digital platforms as they go through this, no? Now, tatlong bagay po ang makikita natin dito sa e-campus life framework natin. Una, Well, ito pong una natin, no, makikita natin na lumalabas ngayon, is yung connect outcome, no? We are looking at your children learning how to connect. But of course, since ang inyong pong mga anak ay nakapag-aral na dito sa MCL, meron na po sila nito. Kahapon po, nung diniscuss ko ito sa mga bagong sa parents ng mga bagong estudyante, in-emphasize ko po sa kanila na dapat sa mabilis na kapamamaraanan ay matutunan ng kanilang mga anak na magkaroon na ng sense of identification with MCL in general. In other words, they are part of MCL. They are MCL. Yung pong anak po ninyo ngayon, because they have already been here for 3 terms, no? And sigurado po kami, to a great extent, they know already what it is to be a Malayan. They are now connected to the school. And most likely, sa pangalawa, is that they are already learning how to collaborate. Pag sinabi naman po natin collaborate, no, which is the next arrow na makikita niyo po ngayon, this is them having a sense of belongingness with some MCL groups or some organizations in particular. So kanina, identification with MCL in general, proud Malayan, now, sense of belongingness with some MCL groups or MCL organizations in particular. Because the idea is, meron pong interest, meron pong need, meron pong commonality or similarity ang inyong mga anak sa ilang mga MCL students din. So, I believe na ang inyong pong anak, to a great extent, naranasan na rin po itong mag-collaborate, either sa kanilang classroom, sa kanilang mga classmates, or sa kanilang pagiging member ng student organization. Now, since sila ngayon ay grade 12 na po, aasahan po namin na mangyayari na sa kanila itong ikatlo, which is for them to be able to catalyze. No? The third arrow, as you can see here, is for them to be able to catalyze. Kung yun pong connect is sense of identification with MCL in general, at yun naman pong collaborate is sense of belongingness with MCL groups in particular, yun pong catalyze has something to do with sense of actualization to lead. Yun po. Na yung po inyong mga anak, no, ay magkaroon ng sense of actualization to lead. Meaning to say, they won't remain as mere spectators of what's going on. Yes, they are able to collaborate, pero pwede sila spectator type lang or join type lang, but it would be a good thing if they become leaders or catalysts, no? Para yung sense of actualization to lead, makamtan po nila, no? So, leadership, in other words. Now, going to the next slide. Ito pong pagko-connect ng inyong mga anak at pagko-collaborate at pagka-catalyze, tatlo pong attitudes ang made-develop po sa kanila dito. First is that they believe in MCL or they're being MCL students. Number 2 is they belong with some MCL groups that they are common and the same in terms of interests and needs. And they become leaders to some extent. At napakaganda po niyan yung nadidevelop yung leadership ng ating mga anak. So, we believe in our hearts na since grade 12 na po ang inyong mga anak, they have already learned how to connect and collaborate. And hopefully, this coming school year, sigurado po ako yung mga nag-candidate po ng nanalo sa Student Council, may catalyst na po sila, mga leaders na sila. But that doesn't mean na yun lang naman ang way to be catalyst. Marami naman pong way para maging catalyst po ang inyong mga anak. So, paano po ito ngayon mangyayari, no? Well, meron po kaming part na gagampanan. But going to the next slide, nice ko po i-emphasize that this cannot happen completely unless we have partnership with you. And in partnering with you, in continually teaming up with you, I am reminded with what Henry Ford once said. And this is how it goes. Sabi niya, coming together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, and working together is success. So, nawa po, dear parents, no, as we play our role, our part, in our partnership with you, We start coming together. Actually, we are already coming together. That is the beginning. Then we keep together. That will be our progress. And then we will work together, and that will be success. So, in short, no, as we can see in the next image, we are in this together po. We are in this together. Hindi po kayo lang, hindi po kami lang, hindi po anak nyo lang, together. Sabi nga po, naalala ko isang kasabihan, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go with others. Kailangan meron kang katuwang or kasama. At mga minamahal ng mga magulang, in welcoming you this morning, nais ko pong paunawa sa inyo, this is a partnership. Much as we want to do it on our own, but we can't, sapagkat yung support po ninyo sa inyong mga anak, lalo ngayon sa panahon na to ng pandemic. Marami pong mai-share si Ma'am Tony ng insights tungkol dyan. Mamaya po, parang kapihan lang ang usapan namin dito para po malinawan kayo sa mga tahakin po ng inyong anak dito po sa Malayan Colleges, Laguna, hanggang sa ma-graduate po sila ngayong grade 12. And hopefully, kung nais nyo po na dito nila kuhanin ang kanilang magiging academic program sa kanilang kolehiyo. So to end my talk today, I would like to thank you and welcome you, and may the Lord bless you and keep you always. May His hands be upon you, and always remember in Philippians 1:6, it is said here, being confident of this, that He who began good work in you will be faithful to carry it on to compliance until the day of our Lord Jesus Christ. Philippians 1:6. As parent, He has started the good work in you. As school, He has started the good work in us. As students, He has started the good work in your children. Let's collaborate. Let's help one another. Let's partner. And eventually, we'll see the outcome. And that is the success of your children. Welcome po sa ating pag-uusap ngayong umaga. God bless po.
Thank you very much, Sir Lito, for that warm welcome to our parents, to the parents of our grade 12. And yes, we are really having this conference. Despite our limitation of space, maybe we cannot see you face to face, but we want to find an avenue where our sharing will take place, no? Even early on in the school year for 2020. And so it is also important for us that you know the members of our MCL family, because you are a member of this family, no? As parents of our students, it would be important, since nakaka-receive tayo, sir, ng email from them also, and we also communicate to them. Maganda yung nakikita natin kung sino naman yung nakakausap natin or nakaka-exchange natin ng emails. Kasi puro email tayo ngayon. Walang face-to-face, no? Puro email ang messages natin ngayon. So, I'm very happy to introduce to you our MCL officers. We are joined by some of our MCL officers, and I think they are ready now. I'll just call your names, sirs and moms, and control na lang po ng camera because we are in a different location right now. So we are joined by first, our EVP, Engineer Anthony Hilmer Medrano. Hi, sir.
They're in a meeting.
Hello, good morning to all, and welcome po sa meeting na ito for the parents.
Yes.
Thank you for thank you.
Thank you, sir. We also have our Assistant Vice President for Academic Services, Professor James Messina. Sir James. Yes.
Good morning, parents. Welcome po to Malayan Colleges, Laguna.
Many of our parents know Sir James because he's been holding the CyberLounge and viewpoints, no? Before we opened school year 2020. We also have our Vice President for Academic Affairs, Engineer Maribel G. Songsong. Good morning, Mamabel.
Good morning. Welcome to our meeting. Dear parents, good morning po.
And also, we have our Senior Vice President for Legal and Administration, Attorney Maria Eloisa Gan.
Morning.
Morning,
Morning,
Attorney.
attorney.
Morning.
Thank you very much for joining us. Sila po ang, these are some of our officers in MCL. We are also joined by the cluster coordinators, strand coordinators. You may be receiving emails coming from them. So, I think we have our cluster coordinator for TVL, ICT, and HE, Ma'am Aurelia Charlene de los Santos.
Good morning po. Good morning po, parents and students.
Ma'am Charlene. This is Ma'am
Hello
Charlene.
po.
Sorry. There's Ma'am Charlene. She is our coordinator
good morning.
for TVL and IT courses. Next is
Hello po.
Ma'am Ces Betoy. She is our cluster coordinator for Humes and Social Sciences.
Hi, good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Students of Humes, you may very well know her. We also have our cluster coordinator for work immersion for PE and for PBM strand.
Good morning. Good morning, parents.
Okay, maybe Ma'am Cheryl will be joining us in a while because
Hello.
Tony, are you there? Okay, while waiting for Ms. Tony, please feel free to post your comments and feedback in our live event Q&A. So you will see that in the right-hand portion of our Teams meeting. So we are seeing some comments here already. So we will be answering them in a bit.
okay. So to continue, let us now introduce you to our Homeroom Advisors for grade 12. Your children met them last Monday during our homeroom orientation. And we would also introduce them to you, dear parents, so you would know whom to contact if ever you have concerns for your children. Given the section of your child, these are our homeroom advisors for grade 12 sections. May I give the floor now to Ma'am Sharil to introduce our advisors.
Ma'am Christina Abanilla po.
I'm sorry, Ma'am Christina Abanilla. Ma'am Tin, sorry. Ma'am Tin Abanilla will be introducing our grade 12 advisors.
Yes, Ma'am Tony, thank you. Good morning, parents. It is my pleasure to present to you the Grade 12 Homeroom Advisors for this school year. Here with us today are my fellow teachers for STEM Math, Section 821, Ms. Cheryl B. Zarate.
Hello po.
Next, Section A22, Ms. Amy Hoxon Baltazar. I think she has class. Next, Section A23, Ms. Vita A. Anarna.
Good morning po, everyone.
Vita.
Section A24, Ms. Yumika M. Yamasaki.
Good morning po.
Section A25, Ms. Angelique A. Ebron.
Good morning po, parents. Good morning, teacher.
A26, Mr. Christian Lubert C. Milambiling.
Good morning po.
Section A27, Ms. Graziel May C. Laus.
Okay, Ma'am Gracious, start with us. Ma'am Teen, let's proceed to the next advisor.
A28, yes ma'am. Section A28, Ms. Aubrey P. Lagos.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Ma'am Aubrey.
Good morning.
Section B21, Ms. Maria Pamela Ann T. De Lara.
Good morning po.
Good morning, Ma'am Pam.
Okay.
Section B22, Mr. Lawrence C. Berui.
Sir Lau, maybe Sir Lau has class right now. Ma'am Teen, let's proceed to the next.
Yes, Section B23, Ms. Georgia Christine N. Peralta.
Good morning po.
Good morning, Ma'am Georgia.
Section B24, Ms. Shaila T. Copasan.
Yeah, Ma'am Shaila maybe has class also.
Yes, ma'am. For STEM Science, Section A51, Mr. Adrian Giselle G. Kional.
Hello po.
Good morning, Sir Adrian.
Morning po.
Section A52, Mr. Jordan U. Cueto.
Sir Jordan has class maybe. So next.
A53, Ms. Marian F. Oraye.
The same with
Marian
Marian.
class also. Yes.
Yes.
Section B51, Ms. Desiree May M. Maldonado.
Hello, good morning po. Good morning, everyone.
B52, Mr. Dennis G. Malion. Sir Dennis also has class, ma'am.
Yes.
Next. For ABM Strand, Section A36, Ms. Jemlyn Rose B. Lat.
Good morning po. Good morning, everyone. Morning.
Morning, ma'am. Section B36, Ms. Patricia Maris M. Palau.
Good morning, Ma'am Pat.
Morning.
Okay.
A38, Mr. Anthony G. Benitez.
Hello, good morning po.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, Sir Anthony.
Section B38, Mr. Federico C. Belizario.
Good morning po. Welcome to Malayan.
Good morning, sir. Next, for UMS Strand, Section A46, Mr. Mark Gerard C. Austria.
Good morning po. Magandang araw po.
Morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Section A47, Mr. Edrin Paul I. Papa.
Sir Papa maybe has class also, Ma'am Tin.
Okay, ma'am. Section B46, Miss Cesaya Ana C. Betoy.
Good morning po ulit.
Morning, ma'am Ces. For HE Strand, Section B76, Miss Marife L. Castillo.
Next,
Ma'am Maki
ma'am.
has class also. For ICT Strand, Section A66, Miss Cherish Angelique M. Escobar.
Yeah, Ma'am Cherise is not with us right now, Ma'am Tin.
Section B66, Miss Aurelia Charlene O. De Los Santos.
Good morning po ulit.
There's Ma'am Shirley.
Good morning po.
Yes, good morning, ma'am. And last but not the least, for PBM Strand, Section A86, Mr. Jericho Sam S. Colina.
Good morning po.
Good morning, Mr. Jerry.
Morning po.
That's all, Ma'am Tony.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Tin. So those are our advisors. Some of them were not with us because they may have classes right now. Since we've started already, Sir Lito, no, last Monday with the orientation. And right now, they're having the course orientation. So yung mga courses naman ng ni-introduce ng mga teachers na naka-assign, and they're given the syllabus and the activities that they can look forward to for this semester. So, allow me to proceed now with my sharing. Exciting to. We've been saying that this school year is really quite unique. We don't want to say it's difficult readily because we know we are coming in prepared, and we want this school year to still be engaging, to still be fun-filled and worthwhile for our students. We know that it was quite challenging to begin the school year, even on the national level. Ang daming mga usapin kung matutuloy ba tong school year na to o hindi. Matutuloy ba ang opening of classes o hindi. Naurong-sulong ang lahat, no, kahit ang ating Department of Education. But we're happy that we were given a nod by the Department of Education to begin our school year August 17. At hindi po yung nod na yan, yung yes na yan ay hindi po natin nakuha ng ganun-ganun lang. We were asked to really present evidences of readiness. Yan. At marami,
matagal na yan.
Matagal na yon, opo. So we were given that guarantee that we are ready to open the school year by August 17. So we were given that permit. I think we shared it with you in one of our announcements that the Department of Education really allowed us to open August 17. And so we are sharing with you this morning kung paano po natin gagawin ang ating unique school year na ito, no, 2020-2021, via our MCL Online. And Sir Lito already introduced us to the idea a while ago during the opening remarks. But let me give you more detail on how MCL Online will be conducted. So, for the grade 12 students, I know you had the experience already of having online classes last third term. Medyo meron tayong mga bagay na kailangan ng palitan because sabi ko nga, last third term, we are coming in, the shift was swift na tinatawag, no, biglaan sa ating lahat. But now that we were given more tools coming from the Department of Education because we have the MCL-SHS, yung most essential learning competencies na wala silang binigay ng third term kasi nga sudden. But now that we have it, we also have, we were given time for the teachers to prepare the materials that are designed for online classes. And so we are coming in with this platform and with this learning design na i-share po namin ngayong umaga sa inyo. Okay, so for MCL Online, may we have the slides now. For MCL Online, basically we'll be holding classes synchronous and asynchronous po. So we will still be having the same face-to-face meeting with teachers, pero hindi po sa loob ng classroom. Ang atin pong magiging virtual classroom ay ang ating Blackboard, which is our official learning management system. So, ang atin pong mga estudyante ay hindi dapat malito or magtaka kung saan sila papasok. Ang classroom po natin ngayon ay ang Blackboard Learn. So, we gave them their specific schedule last Monday. During those periods that are indicated in their schedule, they have to be in Blackboard Learn to have a check-in whether the meeting will be synchronous or asynchronous. Ano po ba ang difference niyan? Pag sinabi po nating synchronous ang meeting, it is live, and with the use of our learning management platform, BB Collaborate, or other platforms that we are using like MS Teams, like what we're having right now, it's real-time. We are actually here in MCL at this very moment, and this is not pre-recorded, live po ito. Ganito din yung pwedeng maging klase ng mga bata pag synchronous. So, our requirement is for every course, there must be one synchronous meeting per week. At least po yan. So, kung mas madami pa dyan ang sasabihin ni teacher, pwede naman po. Depende sa need ng lesson or need din ng estudyante if there are some clarifications that really need a live engagement like synchronous meeting. So, wala pong specific schedule yan within the week, but the teacher will give instruction the week before. So, for example, ngayon pong week na ito, on the 19th, yesterday until today, the teachers will already be uploading the materials ahead of time. At magbibigay na siya po ng schedule kung kailan dun sa week na upcoming week ang kanilang synchronous meeting. Yung isang requirement na synchronous meeting na yun. If there will be additional synchronous meeting, the students will be informed ahead of time as well. No? Pero as I have said, wala po yung strict schedule like every Monday puro synchronous. It really depends on the pacing of the discussion. Another thing po with synchronous, I mentioned once a week for courses that they need 3 or more meetings per week. Pero kapag po ito yung mga kagaya ng PE, ng personal development, na once a week lang sila nagmi-meet, meron po yung alternate weeks. So, mas konti ang synchronous nila, sir. Para may time sila for the other aspect, which is asynchronous. Okay. Now, let me move to the asynchronous meeting. So, if once a week, at least, once a week meron silang live classes, the rest of the week, meron po silang asynchronous meeting. What does that mean? As I have said, the materials are uploaded a week before its implementation. So, the students can already take hold of the materials, can already engage in the materials on their own given time, in their own free time, so that they can make advanced readings. They already have an idea of what will be discussed for the next day. And with this, sir, they can manage their own learning. Di ba maganda yon? Nung panahon kasi natin, pag hindi pa nagtuturo sa classroom, hindi natin alam kung ano yung lesson. Pero ngayon po ay meron tayong flipped classroom na tinatawag. So we want our students to engage in the materials way ahead of discussion in the classroom. So that we will be at least within the same page when we see each other in the virtual classroom during the synchronous meeting. What's also nice with asynchronous is that since the materials are already there, kung ang bata ay mas advanced, mabilis, no? They can really manage their own time. Yung subject na sa tingin niya, kayang-kaya niya ng i-engage at aralin on her own or on his own, pwede na. So that he can allot more time dun sa medyo challenging na subjects. Right?
But only, i-clarify ko yung kasi baka ang mga parents natin mag-isip sila, bakit ang aming mga anak will study on their own, no? Actually, hindi po naman totally ganon. Kasi meron pong tinatawag yan na learning instructions. Yung learning instructions, para pong mapa yan di po ba? Pag tayo may mapa, or ways, parang ganon, no? We are able to reach our destination simply by following kung ano yung sinasabi ng map or ng ways. In the same manner, ganon din po yung idea ng asynchronous learning. Yung po materials na bibigay po ng mga teachers sa inyong mga anak in advance, may mga instructions, learning instructions that your kids will just have to follow for them to learn independently, but not apart from their teacher's guidance. Kasi po, yung po instruction na yun po yung nagbibigay ng giya sa kanila, no? And say for example, if your kids really are good, talagang independent learners, then by all means, no? Ang ganda po ng pagkaka-flip niyan. Talagang baka mamaya, ilang weeks ba tayo ngayon, ma'am? Dati 12, magiging
20 po tayo.
Magiging
20 weeks.
20 weeks. Baka mamaya, 16 weeks lang po tapos na yung inyong anak dahil so, di ba? Yun yung advantage ito. Pero andun po, lagi yung guidance ng teacher. Because ang teacher po is a learning facilitator or facilitator of learning. Ganun naman po talaga ang teacher. To facilitate means to make things easier. To facilitate. Yes. So, andun na po. Roadmap for learning, susundan lang. So, it's not the case na pinabayaan ang aming anak na matutong mag-isa o sarili. Ano pa ang value ng teacher? Hindi po ganon. Yung value po ng aming teacher, and sa totoo lang, Ma'am Tony, I am also, ikaw ay teacher din.
Yes.
Parang mas mahirap talaga magprepara ng ganitong
That's right.
Ganitong setup. Kasi dati, master mo na yung course,
That's
punta ka sa classroom, i-facilitate mo yung lecture. Yes. Pero ito, you have to really be creative.
Iba yung design, sir, kasi kapag ka-online class, we still want that our teachers and the students also still have that kind of connection. Though they don't see each other physically, but they still get that connection and engagement, that meaningful engagement that they need so that learning can take place. Yes. Yun po sa asynchronous, hindi po ibig sabihin ito na ang bata ay mag-isa na lang na nag-aaral. Kung ang schedule po nila ngayon ay asynchronous meeting, ang teacher po ay nakaantabay pa rin. Hindi po dyan ibig sabihin, nag-aaral ang anak ko mag-isa. Ano nang ginagawa ng teacher? Baka natutulog pa or baka wala naman, hindi naman nakatingin. No, because within that specific period, the teacher is still there, waiting for any student who may be in need of assistance.
Okay. So kaya, the student pala can course message the obliged teacher to be there dahil ng oras niya, di ba?
Correct. That's right.
So kung may mga clarification, may mga bagay na parang hindi makarelate yung bata o hindi niya maintindihan sa instructions, then andyan lang si teacher.
Yes, one message away.
Okay.
One course message away.
Alright.
Minsan kung gusto nyo pa na kahit na asynchronous yan, pero personally yung bata, ma'am, pwede po tayong mag-usap lang muna sandali kasi hindi ko maintindihan yung number 3. So the teacher can prompt and MS Teams meeting with a specific student. Yun po ang ibig namin sabihin dito. Hindi po ang bata, porket asynchronous ay they are left to fend for themselves, not to learn on their own. Hindi po. Dahil ang guidance ng teacher ay naandyan and we have built that kind of structure already.
Yes.
Having said of the structure, sir, next slide please. What are the features of our MCL Online? Meron pong structure talaga yan. Yung structure na ito ay yung kanilang class schedule. May sinusunod tayong oras per course, per subject, no? So, ang bata, expected po siya na at that given time, engage siya dun sa particular na subject na yon or course na yon. Para po hindi sila overwhelmed. For Monday, for example, meron siyang 3 courses. So, yun lang. Hindi kailangan tapusin or hindi kailangan mag-engage dun sa iba pa which are scheduled on some other days. So that they can really focus on what is at hand, kung ano yung nakaschedule for that day. On the other hand, si teacher, ganun din po. Kung ano yung schedule niya for a specific time, he or she is also expected to be there. we are trying to create here that sense of normalcy. Kasi nung pumapasok sa classroom, before, when you were coming here to school, when pre-pandemic class period, there is that sense of normalcy in the sense that students come at a certain time. Kung pang morning siya, pasok siya ng morning. Kung pang afternoon, papasok siya sa afternoon. We want to create that kind of routine still, no, in the engagement of our students, so that they can give more focus on the courses that are given to them for this semester.
So yung sense of normalcy na yan, Ma'am Tony, yung idea na tinatransfer lang naman natin sa online engagement, yung kinagawian natin doon sa classroom setup. However, this time ay may learning instructions na si faculty na during that class period ay pwede nilang gawin. At si teacher naman ay andyan lang nakaantabay, no? Just in case may question. Kasi sa totoo lang po, ang mga bata ngayon talagang they are very independent learners na. Basta bigyan mo lang sila ng roadmap, makukuha po nila yan. And they are happy doing that, no? And yun naman talaga ang characteristics na rin ng mga 21st century learners, Ma'am Tony, yung may initiative na talaga eh. Dahil pag hindi ka ganon, hindi ka empowered learner, nakko, mapag-iiwanan ka dahil sa industry, you really have to learn things by yourself. Hindi yung spoon-feed sa'yo. Like before, ganon ang ginagawa sa mga schools, di ba?
Yes. We don't just box kung ano lang ang sabihin ni teacher, yun lang ang matututunan ng bata. Hindi na po kasi ganon ngayon ng mga estudyante. And also, our environment provides us with a lot more information that our students can really access. I'll be mentioning that later because MCL also provides these learning materials just at the tip of their fingers. So even if they want to go over and beyond what teacher has given them, of course they are free to do that. And that's for them to earn, di ba? Yung may karagdagang kaalaman. Ayaw po nating ikahon ng mga bata sa kung ano lang yung nasa lesson. So, yung independent learning, maganda talaga yan, sir, because our students can really learn more if they are empowered.
Okay. Tsaka yan yung panahon talaga ngayon. Pag hindi ka naging independent learner, mapag-iiwanan ka.
Yes.
Yun lang.
Okay. Also, next slide please. MCL Online is flexible. Our online tasks and deadlines will be dealt with reasonable leniency. That's the kind of flexibility that we're giving. So, grade 12, baka masanay tayo nung third term kasi we said no deadline. Why? Because yun nga, medyo sudden yung shift natin. Pero ngayon, mahaba ang ating semester. Hindi na ito term na 12 weeks lang. Mahaba ang semester natin. Imagine, from August until the end of December. That is for semester. Pag hindi naman tayo naglagay ng deadline dyan, kamusta naman yung Pasko natin, di ba? Baka hindi tayo makapag-celebrate with our families kapag nag-chunk lahat ng trabaho natin sa December. So talaga
na si Jose Marichan eh.
Oo, sumisilip na. Malapit nang mag-Burman.
Kakantahin ko na ba?
So, ibig sabihin, meron naman talaga yung deadlines. But we're setting deadlines reasonably, meaning the students can actually do the task given that ample amount of time and resources. We understand that our children cannot go out the house yet. So we understand these kinds of limitation. So we designed our tasks in such a way that it's workable within a specific time, and the materials that will be needed are just available in the household or can be researched over the net.
Ayun, Ma'am Tony, which means na hindi magre-require ang teachers ng anumang activity that would, force the students to go outside of their homes.
Yes.
Kasi hindi po pwede yun. It's a no-no sa situation natin.
Yes. Or to violate any of the provisions of this quarantine.
Okay.
No? Not only yung paglabas, pero kahit na anong pang provisions ng ating quarantine, we will not be requiring any student to violate any of those. We're familiar also naman na nalalabas naman yan sa media. No? We are also flexible in the use of other online platforms. So we're not saying that strictly BBL lang ang gagamitin, strictly MS Teams lang ang gagamitin. If there is really a need for specific tasks to use other online platforms, we will be allowing that, but with, of course, careful use of them because we want to protect the privacy and the information that the students will be sharing, especially kapag mga submission na ng tasks po yan. Halimbawa, may pinagawa na video recording of something. Tapos sasabihin, ang submission ay ilalagay sa submission bin, maglalagay yan. Sabi ni teacher, maglagay kayo ng YouTube link para mas madaling i-upload. Medyo mahirap kasi sa video, mataas yun. So, meron po diyang mga specifications ang teacher na ibibigay. Ilalagay lang sa private, yung YouTube link, para hindi naman na-access ng lahat.
Correct.
Remember that all of these materials, all of these learning materials that your children are turning in are supposed to be protected.
Yes.
No?
Even yung outputs nila.
Yes, these outputs. So, yun po, yung mga ganun lang ang kailangan nating pag-ingatan. But, if all this can be covered, yung data privacy protection ay mag-cover naman yung mga yan, then we can be flexible in the use of other online platforms.
Ayun nga pala, Ma'am Tony, idagdag ko na po sa mga magulang natin. Ang inyong pong mga anak ay kinakailangan ang gamitin po nila yung MCL official live account nila.
Yes.
Ano po? Mapapansin niyo po, may mga nag-email po sa amin ngayon, hindi po namin sila sinasagot kaagad through that email. Bagkus ang sinasabi po namin, kindly resend your email using your official live account. So, ganun din po yun sa submission. The teachers will be very, very particular on that. Kasi ito po yung magpoprotekta sa information, sa data, sa privacy po ng inyong mga anak. Para, alam niyo naman po ngayon, yung panahon natin, mag-Tony, yung output, no? Na ginawa ng anak mo, tapos plagiarize ng ibang estudyante. Sinabit ng iba sa ibang school or whatever. Unfair naman yun.
Unfair yun.
Puntakin mo, nagpakahirap po yung anak ninyo, gagamitin lang ng iba.
Tapos mas mataas pa yung grade kasi yung teacher nun, ang taas magbigay ng grade.
Oo. Samantala sa fair magbigay ng grade.
Ang sakit naman. Kasi hindi naman nakita yung rubric. Yung output lang yung binigay. Yung sinabit.
Based sa rubric kasi yung grading naman.
Yes. So yun po, yung mga types of flexibility that we have. And next would be holistic. Ito, Sir Lito, you mentioned already part of this one kanina sa inyong welcome remarks. MCL Online also is gearing towards that provision of a holistic approach to educating your children. So whenever they engage with us, it's not only for academic purposes, but we also provide an avenue for students to simulate campus life. Yung physical campus life that we've known before ay may e-campus life ngayon. Yung mga activities that we used to do every month nung last school year, we are still considering doing that, no? Ngayong school year na to. Syempre, iba yung yung platform natin online, but we will not be parang limiting our offering to just the academics. So, yung mga jamming natin dyan noon, pag nandito kayo sa MCL, we will still be providing that kind of engagement where students can share their skills, their talents, apart from just the academics.
Ito yung magkakaroon sila ng sense of belongingness and affiliation, no, with some groups dito po sa MCL. And we assure you na yung pong mga orgs natin ay properly screened, ang mga objectives nila, at maasahan nyo po na sila po ay sumusunod sa ating mga rules and regulation. In fact, this coming Saturday, for senior high school, we will be conducting yung pag-orient na ng mga bago nating students, no? I-ano ko na, Ma'am Tony, i-advertise ko na.
Yes, sir.
Na this coming Saturday, we will be having an online new student orientation for our campus life and discipline. So, ang nandyan po ay yours truly, ang atin pong head or prefect of discipline, head ng Center for Student Activities and Discipline, at ang atin pong vice president for legal and admin to talk about the legal standpoint ng ating mga rules and regulation para sa mga bata, ba't ganon?
Mga basis
natin. Ba't ganon? Tip naman. Yung mga ganon bagay. So, we'll see you guys, kids.
That's an important meeting, ha? Yung awareness kasi. We want to raise the awareness of our students on these matters, lalo na yung mga data privacy na yan. Not everyone is really very careful about it until you get victimized. Sana wag umabot sa ganun.
Oo.
Yung na-biktima ka na ng hacking bago mo ma-realize that it's really an important thing. Okay, so next po, MCL Online, next slide please, is also looking for the student safety and security, no? This online learning delivery platform shall continue to safeguard the privacy and welfare of our students. We have already mentioned this a while ago. Data privacy policy, child protection guidelines, and even all the provisions that we have in our students' handbook are all in effect, even if we are holding online classes. So,
and may supplemental guidelines.
At meron pa.
I-discuss natin yan sa Saturday.
Yes.
And another Saturday for college students naman natin.
Yes, oo. Kasi may slight changes dahil iba nga naka-online classes tayo ngayon. So, hindi naman yan na-foresee when we created our handbook. The handbook was really designed for blended or face-to-face, no? Interaction with students that you coming here to school. Pero ngayon, because naka-online tayo, we have our supplemental guidelines to cover this kind of fun. Alright, so, and last is our MCL Online. Next slide, please. That's why we're holding this kind of meeting. We want to establish and to further strengthen homeschool partnership. The homeschool partnership shall maintain this collaborative feedbacking mechanism. Yun pong sana open ang ating exchange. So, meron kaming i-feedback sa inyo regarding the student, whether it's a good feedback or something that they need to improve on. And we also would love to hear from you so that we can also improve on whatever we are doing right now. No, we are not saying that we have perfected online classes, online learning. We're just saying that we have prepared well for it. But of course, there may be some situations that were unforeseen during the preparation, and we would love to hear from you on how we can improve on these areas. So if you would notice, last Monday during the homeroom orientation, the advisors asked for some contact details because we want that we can really reach out to you as the need is there, no? And the first person who would do that would be the advisors. That's why the advisors should have this class profile, the student profile, where they can reach out to parents, to students as there is a need for it. So this kind of homeschool partnership, it's now more than ever, like what we've been saying, ngayon pong naka-online tayo, it's really very important that we establish this strong bond between parents, the school, and the student. All of these would definitely benefit the learning of the student. Okay? So that's our MCL Online. What is our learning management system? Next slide, please. So, alam nyo na po ito, ang atin pong official learning management system ay Blackboard. Loaded po yan with all the features that our students would need for an online class. Naandyan na ang kanyang grades, dyan niya mamomonitor ang grades, naandyan ang kanyang mga lessons, naandyan ang kanyang mga assessments, naandyan yung kanyang connection sa teacher because pwedeng mag-course message, naandyan din po ang mga discussion boards, yung mga exchange nila between members of the class and the teacher. Yung sa classroom po, sa physical classroom, yan yung mga recitation, yung discussion period. Pero since hindi na nga po sila nagkikita physically dito, pwede yung mangyari sa discussion board. Nandiyan din po yung mga recorded sessions na synchronous through the BB Collaborate. No? So, also, our Blackboard has this feature. Ito sir, itong pinakamaganda dyan paano kapag may assignment, may research task, saan kukuha ng research materials or ng learning resources ang bata naka-confine sa bahay.
Pumunta pa ba ng library?
Mahirap naman yun, bawal lumabas sir
Bawal na lumabas
paano kung Google na lang kaya sir?
Nako.
Mahirap naman sa Google kasi it's really open to a lot of materials na we are not sure whether these are reliable or not. No? So our Blackboard has been loaded with these reliable, credible, and really coming from different universities,
reputable
universities around the world. Meron po diyang mga resources ang MacGraw, meron diyang resources ang Wiley, meron diyang resources, even the digital resources subscriptions coming from our own library, all in digital platforms.
Napapansin ko yung anak ko, by the way, ang anak ko nga pala ay grade 12, no?
Grade 12.
Nakikita ko na sa Wiley Plus, nagsasagot sila ng mga math problems.
Yes, mga sync-works dyan.
Kino-connecta na yun eh. Sinisynchronize na ng mga teachers yung mga activities doon sa Wiley or ano pa mga platform doon sa learning outcomes na nire-require ng syllabus nila.
Yes.
So, yun ang kagandahan nun eh. Andyan eh, at the click of your finger.
Hindi na sila lalabas, lahat nasa Blackboard.
Kailangan lang gawin mo, no?
Yes.
Oo, gawin mo lang. Discipline lang.
Discipline, yes. And may immediate feedbacking kapag ganon. Kasi makikita mo agad yung score mo, makikita mo kung saan ka pwede pang mag-retake or may another attempt to answer. So, yan po. Pinapakilala po namin sa inyo yung Blackboard. So, kapag ang bata may kailangang i-research, baka naman naandyan lang. Kasi more than 10,000 titles of materials ang available sa mga resources natin. So, in different subject areas. So, meron dyan at merong magagamit ang mga bata. In online class, ano ang ating mga recommended tools? I'm pretty sure your household has this already. Any of these, sabi ko nga, wala na sir kung hindi tayo masyadong techie to understand all these yung mga processor na yan. Basta kumo-connect sa internet at nakaka-access doon kay Blackboard.
And fast enough.
Fast enough, pwede na po yan. No? You don't really need to have a new one. Okay, so kailangan talaga yung may internet access kasi nga online and the gadget. Siguro,
yun nga pala, Ma'am Tony, rin ang reason kung ba tayo asynchronous. Kasi we understand na meron pong mga bata no, na hindi pa sila Wi-Fi connected. So data ang ginagamit nila. Kaya with this, ang pamamaraan ng MCL dyan is yung maging accessible yung materials, download na nila, gawin nila outside muna sa internet, pag nagawa nila, tsaka nila ngayon sasabit.
Yes.
So, ito po ay in consideration sa mga medyo may vulnerability no, sa aspetong Wi-Fi connectivity or internet connectivity. Kaya rin tayo muna pwede naman po ang gawin ng MCL, wag nang tumanggap ng estudyanteng walang Wi-Fi or internet access, sorry. Pero hindi po ganun ng Malian Colleges Laguna. We find ways by which yun pong mga students na medyo may deficit no, sa ganyang bagay, ay magagawa pa rin nila. Yes. Kailangan lang konting diskarte. Halimbawa, kung alam nila meron silang synchronous meeting, magtabi na siya ng enough data, diba? Para maka-attend siya nun.
That's right.
At si teacher, in advance sinasabi na, may meeting tayong ganito, so yung mga data ginagamit dyan, tipirin niyo yung data nyo para magamit yung maigi sa synchronous meeting natin.
Oh. So, yan. There's really no necessity kung meron naman available sa bahay. Pero ang kailangan lang yung somehow makakonect, maka-download para maaral nila even offline. No? Kasi may mga materials naman po tayo na downloadable na. Okay? Next is, ito po, shinare namin to sa mga bata, what is expected of them. I-share ko rin po sa inyo para po aware po kayo and together we can monitor their progress sa kanilang online engagement. What are their roles? Students' roles and responsibilities. Ito naman po ay basic sa mga nag-aaral na mga estudyante. We just want to reiterate this so that ang mga bata ay aware kung ano ang ating expectations sa kanila. And for them also to succeed in this online classes. Next slide. So we have some questions na pala, Sir Lito. Baka medyo kailangan nating magbasa ng ilan, baka related sa ating pinag-uusapan.
Baka maiwanan.
Oo. Please. Ito na po ba? Ang una. Please show us example of teaching materials that MCL will use in the online learning. We suggest that the material has at least presentation material with explanations and audio transcript like Coursera and MOOC. Yan. If yung example po, kung ang ibig nyo sabihin, if it's coming from website or like Coursera and MOOC, our teachers, sir, designed their own teaching, learning materials. And following the same design meant for an online class. So, nag-training sila dyan sa H5P kung paano po mag-integrate ng audio-video presentation sa kanilang mga usual presentation slides. Nag-training din sila kung paano gumawa ng instructional videos so that if there is a need for that kind of material for their students. Now, we had nung before the opening of class, yung ating cyber camp, kaya lang yun para sa mga new students. Itong mga grade 12 natin, baka hindi na sila naka-attend noon, no? So, ang hinihingi kasi ni mami siguro to or ni daddy or baka ni student ay sample ng teaching material. Nasa mga teachers po ito dahil nga ina-upload na nila to sa Blackboard. You can ask your child to share with you kung ano yung mga nakikita nilang materials po ngayon sa Blackboard. But what I can say is that we have designed it in such a way that it would suit the platform of an online class. So the teachers had a training for this kind of design of materials. So kasi yan ang difference noon po kasi dito PowerPoint lang pwede na kasi ang teacher live naman na nakikita ng bata. Pero ngayon since the students will be on their own to look at these videos, meron ng ganong component. Tama naman si ma'am or si sir doon. Meron na po talaga yung audio-video component, yung ating mga learning materials, no?
Talagang ano yan, Ma'am Tony, as a teacher, no, myself, sa PowerPoint, nalalagyan mo ng video mo, no? Yun nga lang, medyo kumakain ng malaking data yan, ano? Pero kung madadownload naman po ng inyong anak, pwede niya lang mapanood. So, pwedeng may voice over, pwedeng may video na para nakikita ng inyong mga anak yung kanilang teacher sa bawat slide, no?
Yes.
ng presentation, giving instructions or facilitating the learning itself. At saka po yung iba pang mga platforms, no, na ginagamit na ngayon ng mga teachers natin.
We understand naman po yan. Ang crucial po kasi talaga dyan, lalo na yung mga critical courses of math, kasi grade 12 na to sir, may mga physics na yan, paano yung computation, maiintindihan ba kung narrative lang, ay hindi po ganun yung material na matatanggap ng bata. Kung ito ay kailangan mag-explain on how to compute, how to get these kinds of solution, may mga instructional videos po ang mga teachers natin na ginawa to guide the students on how to go about these kinds of topics, no, or lessons. How can you ensure that all teachers have a good internet connection? This has been a challenge last term. Okay, so we met the teachers and we got their commitment that they are also on board with us in this online learning, and so they have ensured also that provision of the basic tools and the provision of a good internet access would be made available as we start the school year, so that the teachers will not also get interrupted when they are conducting classes.
Tsaka ang teachers, Ma'am Tony, actually they're free to go to MCL.
Opo.
Basta i-schedule lang kasi ang ating pong admin, kinakailangan i-prepare yung room na gagamitin nila. Ang mga rooms po kasi ng MCL, may kanya-kanya pong laptops yan. And through that, pwede pong mag-conduct ng online learning yung mga teachers doon sa classroom na yon. So, kung halimbawa, nagkakaroon ng problem si teacher sa kanyang internet connectivity, as a responsible teacher, pwede niya pong gawin yon, or usually ginagawa naman po ng mga teachers yung ganun pamamaraan. At available po ang campus, lalo na ngayong GCQ na tayo. Pag MECQ, yun yung medyo magkakaroon tayo ng konting problem, so sana wag na tayong bumalik dun sa ganun. Sana pala gumaling na, yung maging maayos na, para wag na tayong bumalik dun sa ECQ or MECQ.
Okay. For students who are too reserved, can we as parents be given access to the BBL? As you said, this is a partnership. Okay. Ganito po yan. Ang atin po kasing BBL access ay for the learner. Now, siguro po ang masasuggest ko po dito kay mami or kung si daddy man ang nagtanong po nito is to establish that rapport, that kind of relationship with your child na maging confident ang bata din to show kung ano yung laman ng kanyang BBL. Kasi yan po talaga ay part ng kanilang right, no? Na meron password protected, sir, ang mga BBL eh. Kahit po kami, hindi namin pwedeng pasukin ng kanilang account. Kami na po yun, ha? Hindi namin yun pwedeng pasukin ng ganon. So, ang mga access lang po namin, yung sarili rin naming account for Blackboard Learn. So, siguro, if you need to check on the scores of your child sa kanyang BBL, madadaan naman siguro yan, sir, sa pakiusap. Ikaw ba, sir? Nagsishare ba si Gabi sa'yo ng password ng BBL?
Ganito.
Or pinapakita na lang niya?
Hindi. Bali, ako yung nilirespeto ko yung kanyang privacy. And I trust her. Tinatrust ko lang siya na gagawin niya yung kanyang best. At kung yung best niya hindi enough, hindi naman ako nandiyan para siya ay pagalitan or sabihin ko, ba't ka ganyan, etc. I try to figure out ano ba nangyari, bakit hindi mo siya natapos o nagawa, ba't ganun ang naging outcome, and then gagawa kami ng solution, ng timelines kung paano niya maaayos yung mga deficit, yung mga deficiencies niya. So, hindi ko naman hinihingi yung kasi medyo sa akin lang iba-iba rin po ang iba-iba ang bata eh. So, ako kasi I trust my daughter. So, I think, hindi na kinakailangan. But, siguro yung pagiging reserve po ng inyong anak, baka this is high time, no? Para yung connect portion, connect, collaborate, strengthen na po niya. And then, start siyang makipag-collaborate sa kanyang mga classmates. And we guarantee you po, basta mag-email po siya, mag-course message siya sa kanyang teacher, yung teacher po, sasagot po yan.
Yes.
Yun po. Aalalayan po yun.
Would you consider giving students at least 15-minute bio break after each class instead of having the break after a straight 3-hour session? This way, we avoid having learning fatigue since you're looking at the screen for longer hours. Just a thought. Yes. Ito po, ma'am, sabi nga natin, hindi naman to synchronous through and through. Mas malamang po dito ay asynchronous ang conduct natin for a week. So, as the need is there, para sa classroom lang, di ba? Pag kailangan mo ng break,
may I go out lang.
Yes, may I go out.
Pero dito, hindi na kailangan. Or siguro kung kaya ng course paper, parang hindi na kailangan yun.
Kasi kung synchronous yan, sir, meron dyang facility sa, parang ganito pong chat box sa kanilang BB Collaborate.
Yes.
If the student really need to go. Pero very rare po yon na yung 3R, kung may 3 courses siya na sunod-sunod, very rare po yun na lahat po yun ay synchronous. Mas madalas po dyan ay puro asynchronous yun. And yes, mas malamang po yun ay mga asynchronous meetings. Okay?
So pwede.
Pero yes, pwede naman po, pwede po ang break. Nasa bahay naman talaga sila at basta magsabi lang po sa teacher. No? Nag-chat naman po dyan ng teacher. For students with IP2, how will they be informed that their course is offered in the current semester? Yes, we will be sending information to the students kapag po na i-set na po ang ating conversion for IP2. Pag na-open na po yung access dun sa mga courses with IP2, those that they have earned from third term, we will be informing them. We're just trying to finalize yung mga enrollment for the regular courses muna bago tayo magpasok ng mga IP2 para po hindi nagkakagulo ang mga estudyante. We're trying to settle first yung mga enrollment ng regular courses. Is attendance to synchronous classes required? Ang attendance po natin sa online classes is based on their engagement.
Output. No?
Output. Outcomes based nga, no? Talagang yung output po ang ating pagbabasihan. Hindi po ito strict attendance like the physical classroom na present, absent ang bilang natin. Pero dito po, basta nakakagawa ang bata ng kanilang mga task, and that equates to their attendance to the course. Okay? So, siguro I'll just continue and finish on these things. No? Medyo ano lang naman, very simple yung ating roles and responsibilities for students. We'll just share this with you, dear parents, so that you can also monitor these things with us. Attend and engage in classes regularly. Accomplish the courseworks and tasks assigned to them and submit diligently. There's deadline given already for the semester, so sumunod lang po doon. Ensure completeness of materials needed for school every meeting para naman hindi sila nadi-distract to get some materials while the online class is going on. Let us also teach them to manage their time well and set their priorities straight. So, ito po, hindi namin kasi nakikita ang bata while the class is going on. Nakikita namin sila on camera lang. Pero if they are holding like a cellphone under the table and playing online games while class is going on, medyo yan po ay hindi namin makikita. So, hihingi na po kami ng tulong sa inyo to siguro help us in teaching the child on how they can set their priorities straight and manage their time well para mabigyan ng pansin ang both academic at yung kanilang interest din, mabalanse. Sa atin ang tawag dyan ay work-life balance. No? Sa kanila, siguro, work is studying, so work-life balance. Student life balance. Ask questions. Ito po, ask questions and schedule consultations with the teachers as really necessary, as often as they can. Pag may hindi naiintindihan, huwag muna sa classmate, siguro magtanong, magpa-clarify muna sa teacher. Kasi baka ang matanungan ay hindi rin naiintindihan yung lesson. Mali ang maibigay na sagot. So, ang teacher, as we have said, is just one course message away. Basta within that meeting po, ang teacher, kahit asynchronous meeting yan, ay online pa rin si teacher just to see and monitor kung may student who is in need of assistance. No? And the teacher will be responding to these queries. Always check your courses in Blackboard Learn to keep you updated. Ang mga bata po, sabi ko nga kanina, ang classroom na nila ngayon ay yung Blackboard. So, first thing, to check their BBL for any assignments or updates or lesson updates. And before they siguro sleep sa gabi, baka meron ulit announcements na na-post, just to keep themselves updated. Kasi yan na po ang gagamitin naming platform, whether tungkol sa lesson, tungkol sa school, kapag po may pinadala coming from the department or coming from any office here in MCL, pag may pinadala na letter or correspondence for you parents and for the students, we will course it through BBL also. No? So, for any updates na andyan po yan sa Blackboard Learn. We also would want that students keep themselves healthy through exercise, proper diet, ample sleep. Naku, maraming sleep deprived sa mga estudyante natin.
Merong iba nagpupuyat.
Nagpupuyat. Sana
pero ang dinadahilan lang sila, mas sila, productive daw sila
sa
pagka
gabi.
So siguro kailangan pag-aralan, no, yung gawin na talaga yung task doon sa oras.
Tama.
Doon sa tinakdang oras. And then kung kinakailangang magdagdag, then siguro yan sa gabi before they sleep. Pero
para hindi naman sobrang late na ay they are
kasi kaya nga tinakda yung oras na yun for their engagement yung bawa, 1.5 hour yung class na yan. Kung gawin mo yan, kung 1.5 hour, dyan mo na gawin. Ngayon, kung lumagpas, o di gawin mo siya after classes, tsaka mo siya tapusin. Ayun.
Yan. So, importante po yan, lalo na sa panahon ngayon, sana ang mga bata natin ay mas aware at mas conscious na that they also need to take care of themselves, no, physically. And lastly, to read instructions, rules, regulations in the student's handbook and to follow them strictly. A lot of the emails, the inquiries that we are receiving can be answered by the announcements that we are constantly posting. So, sana po ay we encourage our students to do this, your children, our students, to constantly update themselves by reading these announcements, instructions given by the teachers, and to follow it strictly. Sa inyo naman po mga magulang, dear parents, hihingin din po namin ang inyong cooperation for these some things na hinihingi po namin para mag-succeed itong online classes. Sabi ko nga po kasi hindi naman namin makikita physically ang mga bata dito sa school. So ito po ay quite simple. Sana po ay you don't mind that we will be giving this to you. Number 1 is to provide a simple space in your home, conducive for learning, and equipped with the minimum required learning gadget and tool. Yan pong simple space ay simple lang talaga, kahit maliit na area lang po sa bahay, basta sapat para ang bata ay makapag-engage na sa kanyang pag-aaral. Free of any distraction, na may nakakita siyang lakad ng lakad. Siguro ilagay niyo po siya dun sa medyo hindi daanan ng tao para hindi masyadong distracting sa kanya ang mga nakikita niya around, or during that time or schedule ng classes niya, ay i-ano rin po natin yon, ibigay natin sa kanya. Huwag muna po siguro bigyan ng household chores.
Magsahin na.
Oo. Huwag muna po siguro utusan during the schedule. Kaya
parang pumasok din, Mag-Tony.
Oo.
Parang pumasok din sa school.
Consider na wala ako dito.
So yung space na yun, Ma'am Tony, it's a space that will allow the student or their children to focus talaga.
To focus,
Walang
yes.
magiging gaanong distraction sa kanila.
Yes.
And Ma'am Tony, dadagdag ko na, alam niyo naman po, dear parents, mayroong pagkakataon nga naman si Synchronous Meeting po ang teacher with the kids, no? So let's make sure lang po na yung background po ng inyong anak ay wholesome. Alam niyo na po ang ibig sabihin, no po? Wholesome, ayos, no? Yung decent, yan.
Yes.
Anything po na magiging distracting ay maaari pong i-call ng attention ng inyong anak, ng kanyang teacher. And kapag ka talaga medyo flagrant talaga yung kasi ano yan learning environment yan
Yes, it's an extension of school.
Extension of school yung online na discussion na yon. So, parang ang ginawa mo, in-extend mo doon sa online meeting yung isang bagay na hindi mo dapat dinadala sa campus. So, of course, hindi mo pwedeng nag-i-smoke, di ba? Hindi mo pwede yan, hindi nag-i-smoke yung anak during the online meeting, or nakasando, or sleazy na damit, no? Anything po na distracting, pakiusap lang po. Yun lang talagang usual na ina-allow namin sa pagpasok na dito sa campus. At basic lang naman po yung requirement namin. Simple, decent, and appropriate. Kahit po yung ipakitaas lang, no? Kasi yun lang naman po regularly ang nakikita. So, yung mga congressman, naka-shorts pero naka-coat. Yan. Yun lang naman po kasi ang nakikita, yung pangitaas. So, ganun din po sa ating anak. Well, may nagtanong kahapon, Ma'am Tony, yung may haircut, ano ba tayo?
Opo.
Inaalaw, may haircut restrictions ba tayo? Again, because tayo ay nasa pandemic ngayon, no, yung situation natin, we understand na maraming hindi nakapagpapagupit. So, I'm not totally saying na wala na pong haircut, na hindi na po patutupad yung haircut policy natin. But, we just ask na basta decent looking po ang ating anak. Hindi siya magkakos ng distraction during the online meeting. So, yun, Ma'am Tony.
Okay. Next is keep track of your child's daily routine, daily school schedule, and monitor his compliance with it. Encourage your child also and boost his confidence in taking online classes. There might be, lalo na kapag nasa regular class na po tayo, may mga lesson na, there might be downtime talaga. Kasama po talaga yan sa ating adjustment. Lahat naman po tayo, hindi lang students, kahit nga po, according to studies, no, yung mga work from home arrangement ay more stressful than work in real workplace. Lahat po talaga ay nag-a-adjust sa ganitong sitwasyon. Sana po kaisa namin kayo sa pag-boost ng confidence, pag-motivate pa sa estudyante when they feel down, when they feel stressed in studying. Sana po ay kaisa namin kayo na mag-boost ng kanilang confidence when this happens, no? Assist the child in establishing the school routine. So kahit sa bahay po nag-aaral, importante pa rin na may routine pa rin. May oras ng gising, may oras ng kain, may tamang oras ng ng aral na kasi may schedule naman, may tamang oras ng kung kailan sila matutulog, because these routines will help them to adjust in this kind of situation nga. Kasi may pakiramdam kasi na dahil sa bahay nag-aaral, parang you're free to do or to be what you want to do what you want to do at any given time. Pero hindi, kasi may routine at may structure pa rin tayong sinusunod sa ating klase at sana yun ay masunod, no? Impose discipline as necessary, especially when your child tends to lean towards using the gadget for recreational purposes during school time. Yan kung hindi namin kasi yan magagawa. Sabi ko nga, baka hindi namin nakikita, nakatingin sa amin ang camera, ang bata sa camera, pero yun pala ay may ibang linalarong gadget na nakatago naman sa camera. So, medyo tulungan niyo po sana kami tungkol dyan, no? And lastly, monitor the progress of your child and communicate immediately any issues or concerns. We have, it's not anymore the BBL parent portal, but we have already posted our email addresses. You can reach us, anyone from the senior high school department, from the cluster coordinators, even to me. You can email us for any issues or concerns that your children would encounter. We would love to hear from you as what I have said so that we can make improvements as necessary.
Ma'am Tony, may pumasok din sa isip ko, no? Yung tungkol sa asynchronicity or yung pagiging asynchronous po ng learning. Ito po yan. What if I have 2 kids sa bahay and pareho sila nag-online learning? Talagang pag nagsasabay, medyo bumabagal na yung andar ng internet. O pwede ba yung anak ko ay wag nang sabayan yung isa kong anak? Ganon. Ang sagot po dyan ay, opo, kasi asynchronous nga po eh. Yun nga lang, yung anak po nyo, kailangan inform niya si teacher. Para po si teacher niya, huwag magulumihana na, bakit hindi nang engage sa oras na gano'n yung aking student na yon. At sigurado naman po kami na yung pong teacher na yan ay kukulang attention ng inyong anak. So, kailangan lang po dyan yung openness, transparency. At yung ganyang bagay po, lubos pong naunawaan natin yan. Hindi naman ho natin ma-enforce yung isang bagay na talagang hindi pwede. So, yun din po yung reason ng ating asynchronicity. Ngayon, kung may pagkakataon naman po na baka naman pwedeng magbigay naman yung isa dahil synchronous yung meeting, baka pwede naman po yung isa naman na magsabi sa kabilang school or kung dito rin sa school na yung nag-aaral, napag-uusapan naman yun.
Yes.
Yun yung ano natin.
Importante yung nagko-communicate. Mahalaga po, lalo na sa panahon ngayon na hindi nga tayo nagkikita. Importante yung constant line, open and constant communication between the school and the home. That's why we are strengthening this partnership with you. So as parents, nung nagsisimula po ang enrollment, ay madalas ko nakikita tong meme na to, Sir Lito, na ma-share ko lang po, no? Ganito ba yung pakiramdam po ninyo nung magsisimula na ang klase? Next slide, please. Yung parang pakiramdam ni Mami ay siya yung naka-enroll at hindi yung bata. Si Mami yung natataranta kung nakakapag-aral ba yung anak niya o hindi. Siguro po as parents, lalo na ito ay mga senior high school na po, we are just there to monitor, to coach, and to lift up the spirit of the students, of our children, because they are engaging in the new normal, in the education in this new normal. And we have been saying this, we are here to surpass the limits of this new normal with you. Hindi po namin yan magagawang surpassing limits kung kami lang po yan or kung estudyante lang yan. Kundi tayong lahat, the home and the school, we will surpass these challenges if we will all work together. Meron ako, sir, nakikita ang mga ibang tanong which is concerning the other matters I would like to share also with our grade 12 parents. So, may nakikita na akong questions on the completion of grades, IP conversion. Yung sa completion of grades po natin, tuloy pa rin po yan. Yung mga, pag C1 po ang nakikitang grade, ibig sabihin hindi pa po nakakapag-take ng removal exams. Email lang po ang teacher or ang cluster coordinator nung subject na yon at isi-schedule po ang removal exams. Pero meron pong regular kasi talaga na removal exam schedule yan. Nasa BBL po, may courses sa BBL for all those students na C1 pa ang grade. Nasa isang course po sila na C1 po. Doon po ibinibigay ang schedule ng mga removal exams. For C2, yung mga nagre-remedial classes naman po, kung hindi pa nila na-take yung remedial class ng third term, then they will have to re-enroll that for this term, yung C2 nila, para po ma-complete din yung remedial courses nila. Now, for those who received IP grade nung third term, paano po yan ma-convert? At kung sila po ay required na sumali sa klase, kasi yun po ay ibig sabihin hindi totally sila nakapag-engage ng third term, required sila na sumali dun sa klase ng course na yon kung saan sila nakakuha ng IP. Pakihintay lang po yung announcement na ibibigay ng Homeroom Advisor nila kung saang section po sila pasasalihin para ma-convert po yung kanilang mga IP grade. As I have said a while ago, we are just trying to finalize the regular enrollments for regular courses. Ang kasunod po niyan ay yung ating mga IP grades or students with IP grades para po ma-identify kung saan po sila mag-sit in or saan sila sasama na section to convert their IP grades. Doon naman po sa hindi kailangan ng sit-in or hindi kailangang mag-re-attend na IP grades, tuloy pa rin po yan. Mabubuksan na po ang mga courses nila with IP. Tuloy lang po nila at tapusin yung mga task na nasimulan na nila nung third term or nung mid-year. At kapag po yun ay natapos at naipasa na nila, ire-report po ng teacher ang kanilang converted grades. Ire-report po yan sa amin para mai-record na po namin yung converted grades. I also saw a question about work immersion. Anong mangyayari sa work immersion? Our whole school year is designed for an online class. Yan po yung ating approval. So, ang ating work immersion po that they need to go out and join the industry for their work immersion is suspended for this school year. Our work immersion for the academic strands, yan po yung mga ABM, HUMS, PBM, and STEM. These are all research-based work immersion. That's what we did also nung third term for the grade 12, for some grade 12 sections who were not able to hold work immersion outside the school because of the pandemic. We gave them a project-based or research-based work immersion. Ito pong research-based work immersion, meron pong ipapagawa sa kanila na research project in line with the strand that they are currently in. Yun po ay aaralin nila. Pero kasama pa rin po dito sa work immersion yung mga basics of the work immersion class. Like submission of the curriculum vitae, job interview. Yun nga lang po, ang main focus nito ay hindi yung pagtatrabaho sa industry kagaya ng nangyari ng mga nakaraang taon, but rather, it is a research-based project that they need to submit. Now, for the TVL strands, HE and ICT, from the beginning naman kahit wala pang pandemic, ay sila ay pwede talaga ng project-based kasi this is more skill-based, sir, no? So, yung HE lang natin before, lumalabas sila to have their work immersion in restaurants, no, in our partner restaurants. But now, since we cannot do that, and to protect your children also, we will have it also project-based. So, ganun po muna ang magiging work immersion natin for this school year. Lastly, for my other matters, yung document request, as grade 12, medyo marami na kayong rine-request kasi na document, yung mga inyong application siguro, or any document request that you would need, maybe coursed through our registrar's office. And email lang po yung mga ganyan. But I think starting today, we have already opened for on-site transaction, but for limited number of visitors only. So may pinost po tayo na announcement with the link for the appointment para po alam natin na yung mga nag-set lang ng appointment for the day, with approved appointments for the day, yun lang po yung darating at kontrolado natin ang crowd na papasok sa MCL. No? So, can we post that link for those who are in need of appointment? Yan po. So, diyan po, pwede kayong mag-set ng appointment for any request. Pwede yung appointment po sa RO, our Registrar's Office, or Treasury Office. Kung meron po silang kailangang i-request, no, from these offices. May we ask? So, I think that's for my sharing. Siguro po I will proceed now. Medyo malapit na yung ating time. We might be getting much of your time. I will proceed now with some questions para po ating ma-address. Immersion, sabi na natin yan. Who will do the feedbacking and ang frequency? Yun pong feedbacking, wala po yung, sabi ko nga, wala yung restriction kung sino yung mauuna. Basta as the need is there, please give us immediately your feedback. At kami rin po, ganun din po sa inyo. Usually, ang makakapagbigay po niyang feedback na yan ay ang Homeroom Advisor. Kapag kailangan po ang magulang ay maging aware kung ano ang estado ng kanilang anak sa kanilang sa pag-aaral, or kung hindi nag-e-engage ang estudyante for a certain period, papaalam po namin yan sa inyo para po malalaman ninyo, no, na ganun po. So, yung feedbacking, it is really an exchange. We have your contact details and you have ours. We can have an exchange through this medium that is given to us. Okay. May we ask some teachers to announce if they will be having a live class beforehand, because some students wake up early waiting for nothing. Ano po, Mami or Daddy, yung pong mga announcement, lahat po ito ay nasa BBL. Sige po, we will repeat this. I think the teachers are still with us. They can hear me saying this now. But yes, lahat po yan ay nasa Blackboard Learn. Kung sila po ay meron kailangang basahin, nasa Blackboard Learn po yan. Kasi baka po ang expectation ng bata, everyday is synchronous. Hindi po ganon. Hindi everyday ay BB collaborate ang gagamitin. There may be days na kailangan nilang magbasa because it's asynchronous meeting. But all of these materials and announcements are in Blackboard Learn. When will the list of students with honors for the last school year be released? Will an IP grade affect the computation for honor students? We will not be posting, following data privacy, we will not be posting a list of students with honors, but we will be informing them through email. They will be receiving their certificate of honors, the e-copy of their certificate of honors. Give us within this semester to do that kasi mas matagal po talagang mag-email ng isa-isa. No? Para medyo marami rin tayong honors nung last school year, sir. So, hindi po natin yan magagawa agad-agad. Pero give us within this semester to send the email to you that your child has received that kind of citation as an honor student. Will an IP grade affect the computation for honor students? Ito pong IP grade kasi, pag kinonvert po ito, wala po ditong minimum or maximum grade. Magko-compute pa rin siya as it is kung ano yung final grade na nakuha ng bata. So, ang basis po ng honor natin, kung ano yung mga final grade. Ang may effect lang po sa IP ay yung qualification for the incentive, sa academic incentive. Yun pong may mga IP na kahit sobrang mataas yung grade, but since we have already validated, those who will qualify for the academic incentive for first semester, hindi na po sila na-count doon kasi hindi pa ma-compute yung kanilang average dahil sa IP grade. But if you're referring to the honors na binibigay for those who are receiving 90, average of 90 and above, ayan po ma-earn ng bata yan once all the grades are completed, sir. No? Hindi naman yun, we cannot deny that kasi it's the numbers are there. It's showing na talagang sila ay qualified for that.
Ma'am Tony, ika-clarify ko rin yung sa academic achievement incentive. Yun, sabi nga ni Ma'am Tony, it will not have an effect insofar as your children becoming honor graduates or not. Of course, provided wala silang failing grade, di ba? Or wala silang disciplinary action for a major offense. Pero pagdating po sa scholarship, hindi po mga minamahal na parents, no? Hindi po pwede na may IP grade yung inyong anak at the end of the term. Kasi hindi po magko-compute yung kanyang TWA, dala ng kanyang IP grade. So nagkakaroon lang naman po ng IP grade pag may deficiency yung pong bata. Deficiency meaning to say, hindi na na-comply within the given span of time or period of time by which it has been required, no? The requirement, no? Ng kanyang teacher. So, syempre, pag sinabi po natin academic, it follows na ano po yan, dapat within the reasonable amount of time na pinrovide ng teachers nila. However, no, kung sakali po na ang may problem po is the teacher, bawa lang, no, maling computation, no, na-submit naman pala, hindi lang niya nakita yung submission. Kailangan po i-inform kaagad ang ating senior high school principal. Kasi po, hindi po muna namin i-deklara kung sino yung merong mga academic achievement incentive. Kailangan po i-resolve muna namin yung mga may IP na mukhang hindi naman dapat IP. Kasi malay po natin, baka mamaya pasok sila doon, no? So, yun po naman yung consideration na binibigyan natin sa kanila.
Yes. Also, another question here is there a way for us parents to know what particular assignments, projects, or requirements our child forgot to comply, submit on time, for us to remind them just in case? Okay, we will be constantly having grade consultation meetings. So we will let you know during these meetings what particular requirements your child may have missed, no? Para po aware po kayo. As you may very well know already, naka-semestral na po tayo. So we have first semester and second semester. Yung subjects or courses po nila ngayon will be taken for the whole first semester. And first semester is divided into 2 quarters. First quarter and second quarter. Yung grade po niya sa first quarter at yung grade niya ng second quarter, i-average. Yun po yung magiging final grade for these courses that they have for first semester. Now, kapag nag-first quarter grade pa lang, may pag-asa pa po ang bata. Kung hindi pa siya pumapasa doon, may pag-asa pa siyang pumasa kasi may second quarter pa. Marami na tayong nakitang ganyan, no, na they can really pull up their grades by towards the second half or the final leg ng semester. Doon pa lang po sa first quarter grade consultation, we will let you know nasaan po ang deficiency ng bata. Hindi lang po namin ito magagawa siguro on a per week basis. Sa dami po nila na halimbawang hindi pa nag-assignment ngayon, itatawag po namin agad sa inyo. Yung ganun ka-frequent, baka po hindi po yun, hindi ko po yun makommit realistically, no? Pero if the teachers who are listening to me now can do that, that's really very well, no? Kung okay naman po yun. Pero we have scheduled quarterly meetings, grade consultation meetings with you, where you can be made aware bago pa po lumabas yung final grade ng bata. I think this is one benefit of having the first and second quarter compared to what we had before, na final grade na po yung nakikita ninyo agad. Ngayon, meron tayong gano'n na quarterly grade consultation. So parents would be aware also of the status, academic status of the children. For boys, siguro not only boys, pero even girls, do you allow hair with color?
Basta po yung color ng hair ay hindi unnatural. No? Ano po ba yung unnatural? Well, syempre, kulay pink. Wala naman pong natural color na pink. Orange, green, violet, and the like. So, however, ito nga po gusto ko sabihin sa inyo, how do we implement? No? Malay namin kung nagpepelu ka po yung inyong anak during the online meeting. So, wala, hindi po namin alam yon. Kaya, it all boils down to integrity po, dear parents. While we have set rules, pero sometimes, nabibend eh, di ba? But we're not saying na gagawin po natin yan kasi excellence and virtue po ang MCL. And say virtue, it's about moral goodness. So, moral goodness is something to do with abiding by rules. And rules are given not to, rules are given to protect us, not to punish us. It's meant to protect. Parang hedge po yan. Pag lumagpas po dun sa boundaries, ano po mangyayari sa isang tao? Siyempre, bangin pala yun. Yan, nilagyan na nga ng boundary. Mamatay ka. Yun po ang pananaw ng MCL patungkol sa rules. They are not meant merely for punitive purposes, but rather for protective purposes. We need to protect our students from themselves also. Kasi pagkakulang ng discipline, talagang mangyayari po yan. So, tulungan na lang po tayo, mga minamahal na parents, sa bagay na ito.
Okay. And I think we have a last question here, Sir Lito. Will there be a graduation this school year? Right now, wala naman pong restriction pang binibigay, wala pang usapin tungkol sa graduation. So, of course, we have it planned, no? Kasama naman yan sa every school year. Paano mo sisimulan, paano mo tatapusin. Kasama po yan sa plano namin, talagang may graduation this school year.
Yeah,
for whatever reason, kung ano mang mangyari, by the time na malapit na po yung graduation, siguro doon po tayo mag-a-adjust, doon tayo susunod. Kagaya po nung last school year, may plano naman po talaga kaming magpa-graduation rites. Kaya lang, dahil sa nangyaring pandemya, na-restrict po tayo. Ganon din po this school year. Nung binuksan natin ang school year 2020-2021, we are eyeing for graduation by July. And then, wait and see po tayo dyan. Kasi right now, we are still in this kind of quarantine and we are following the rules. We're hoping. Let's all pray for that to happen. Because even our graduates of 2020 are looking forward to that because we promise that they can be given a chance to have their rights, their ceremony for your next school year, for next year, once we are allowed. Yes, once we are allowed. Okay, so I think that's about it. I don't see any comments now, and we're already 6 minutes beyond the time. Thank you very much, dear parents, for joining us. I hope we were able to share with you some information that may be useful for the success of this school year. We encourage you to really strengthen this partnership with MCL. Let's collaborate more for the benefit of our students and make this school year 2020-2021 successful. Fly for all of us.
Ayun po, so mga minamahal po namin mga magulang, we have had already 1 year of partnership with your children, with you for your children. Actually, yung iba po, hindi lang 1 year, kundi sunod-sunod po yung mga nagiging, naka-graduate, may susunod na naman. So, natutuwa po kami at tinatangkilik niyo Malayan Colleges Laguna, palatandaan po ng inyong patuloy na pagtitiwala sa aming kakayahan na i-deliver kung ano po yung aming kinumit sa inyo, anak. And that is to provide the learning environment that will transform them, our students, your children, to become globally competitive professionals someday. So, becoming globally competitive is not simply about becoming good at work, but also becoming good citizens, not only of our country, but also of the world. So, saan man po sila dalhin, at some point ng tadhana o ng kanilang mga pinlano, ang amin pong nais ay merong naging tatak or dent, or impact ang Malayan Colleges sa Laguna sa kanila at nakatulong sa kanila sa kanilang success. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pagsubaybay, pagsama sa amin ngayong umaga.